All right. That's the reason why I'm asking for your email, because I'm gonna email you the session. All right. All right. So in case anybody didn't get the memo, this I hate that little okay button. This the Math 28, 28.5 study hall right here. You know? We're about to I know we good. It's gonna be the final exam preparation. All right, all right. Now I'm gonna ask y'all to do something that y'all don't normally get to do in class. All right, take out your phones. Take out your phones. Where your phones at? Where your phones at? Y'all got your phones? All right, check this out. Check this out. Scan the QR code. Oh, that's type big. Hold up. Let me make that a little bit smaller. I didn't realize. There you go. Scan the QR code. Oh, shoot. You said AOL is hilarious? That's my jam. That's my jam, AOL. You right? You got mail. Yeah. Wait, you know what AOL is? Right. Or Yahoo.
If I see AOLs on someone's resume, I'm not hitting them back up.
Damn.
That's a fact.
Everybody got this?
Yeah.
All right. So these are the problems that we're gonna be going over today. All right. I want y'all to like be able to hold them, you know? All right. You probably did do it already. All right. So anyway, let's get into it. I'm gonna go a little bit fast because we lost a couple minutes of time. All right. And we got like 22 problems to get through today. All right. So let's take a look.
We got it.
Oh yeah. I guess if y'all want to work on it and then see how I do it afterwards, that's fine. I'm gonna just jump in order, you know. All right, let me just get a little bit more comfortable over here with my screen. All right, I'm good to go. All right, so this is problem one, right? It says, given that f of x is equal to 3x squared plus 2x minus 4, find f of negative 4. Long story short, right? All I want you to do, I want you to plug in whatever value they give you over here, right? So this is f of x. I'm going to do f of negative 4. What does that mean? That means everywhere I see an x, I'm going to plug in negative 4. So this is going to be what? 3? Oh, appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you so much. This is going to be 3 times negative 4 squared. Oh, yeah, sure. 3 times negative 4 plus 2 times negative 4 minus 4. Just like that, right? And then this is the math part. This is the hard part. What do I do next? Negative 24? That's the final answer? It probably is. But what should I do next? Right? 16, good. Right? So this would become 3 times 16 plus 2 times negative 4 minus 4, right? And what's next?
3 times 16 is
Right, we could do the 2 times negative 4 and the 3 times 16. So what's 3 times 16?
okay.
48. All right, this is real hard now. What's 2 times negative 4? Negative 8. All right, that's good. And then minus 4, right? So let me see, 48 minus 8, that's like 40. Minus 4, that's like what, 36, right? And then that's my answer.
Definitely missed that square.
Got you, got you. Any questions on this? Basically, we just use PEMDAS and then we get it. Go ahead.
Five different numbers. Okay. But it's like a point where she like, it turns into like a.
Like with a variable and stuff like that? Yeah. Nah, because that's not on the test. Yeah. So what we're going over today is like the test,
The big, oh,
you know? But if you want to come to tutoring another time, I'll show you all the other variations for fun. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. How you doing, man? Good.
I just want to. For trigger.
For trig, yeah, we gonna do a little trig. We're gonna do a little trig also. Yeah.
Next time.
Yeah.
X to the 7th power minus 18.
Probably. I mean, yeah, it's the same thing you've seen with Kadiri. Yeah. But you gonna get my spin on it, my twist, you know? Should I do that? No, let me just scroll down till I can't no more. Hi, how are you? You here for calculus 3? No? Oh, okay. We're doing 28, so you can come in instead. Yeah. Oh, dang. She advanced. Woo. It's that hard one right here. So this is that question that they're gonna say factor completely. So what should I do first?
Give us a minute.
is that, this is the LCD for greatest.
That one.
Oh,
Yeah. What is the greatest common factor here?
2.
2? Okay.
Actually, 2x, AC. Oh,
2x what?
2x.
Okay. I like that. I like that. I like that. So I'm factoring out the greatest common factor, which is 2x cubed. Now, remember, whenever I factor out a greatest common factor, it's like I'm dividing by 2x cubed. It's like I'm dividing by 2x cubed, right? So help me out. What's 50 divided by 2?
Alright, so that's gonna help you. X.
X to the 4th, good.
9y squared.
All right, minus, right?
Squared.
9y squared. Very good.
Now,
The-
the difference of.
Wait, come in. Come in, yeah. Oh yeah, that's what we're doing. I was just playing with you.
You got a difference with.
Right. So now, what do I do?
So now you gotta factor that.
I factor it. All right. So tell me what to write.
Uh,
So I heard 5. What else?
X to the second
X to the 2nd.
minus 3y.
Good. What else?
And 5x to the second plus.
Good.
Yeah, heard.
And that's it. That's my answer. Is there any questions on this?
Or you can also write
Go
it,
ahead.
write in the X, Y to negative 2 over
Mhm.
the power. That will get it.
Over a certain power? What do you mean?
Yeah. I mean,
Mhm.
the purple square thing. 5x.
Oh, you mean like instead of the minus, the plus and the
Yes.
plus? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
W
It's the same thing. Yeah, yeah. Because 2 times 3 is the same thing as 3 times 2. So you can
But
flip
the
the
way
letter.
or mark that as correct.
Yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
Okay, so once we get there, if we leave it like that, that would be correct, leave it in perfect square.
Yeah, it has to. You have to go down to this final step here.
Yes.
Yeah. The step above is like partial credit.
Why didn't
Yeah.
you put here
Mhm.
2x to the second power?
Oh,
That one.
my fault. Good catch. Mm-hmm.
Unrelated, semi.
Mhm.
Is this gonna be the same thing we do with 5.1?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Just to make sure, if we don't catch the difference in squares, then we have to see one over it.
Yeah. Yeah, so this one would be partial, this is full credit. Yeah.
Partial is that.
Like if the question was worth 5 points, maybe you get like 2. Yeah. If it was me, I'd give you like 1 point for trying. You know, yeah. I'm brutal when it comes to grades. Like, yeah. All right. So we good though. Y'all gonna get this question on the test? It's the easiest question on the whole test. This one. Mhm.
The numbers be so large and that's.
Not on your test. They won't be that large.
We don't know the graphs.
Yeah. Graphs? No.
We did like our whole 2 weeks on that shit.
Rats.
I had graph.
No, I didn't have those rats.
Cause you in 28, that's why. Yeah. Hmm? Mhm. But I'm only doing the triangles because you asked. I was actually gonna do rectangles. But since you asked for triangles, I got you. You gonna see that back in statistics. All right. So again, instructions for this question is factor completely, right? I got 1, 2, 3, 4 terms here. What do I do when I have 4 terms? No. Grouping, right? I'm gonna group these together, right? So let's group them. I have a left-hand group and I have a right-hand group. For my left-hand group, which is 2a plus ab, what's my greatest common factor there? Good. I'm impressed. Now remember, whenever you factor out of a, it's like you're dividing by a. It's like you're dividing by a. What's left over? So 2 and then plus b. Very good. I'm impressed. For my right-hand group, which is negative 2c minus bc, what is my greatest common factor? C, no. Negative c, that's it. All right? Negative c.
Take the sign.
Right. The sign of your leading term is the sign of your factor. My leading term here is negative, therefore my factor will be negative, right? So remember, whenever you factor out a negative c, it's like you're dividing by negative c. It's like you're dividing by negative c. What's left over? A negative divided by negative is positive, right? And c's cancel out. So what's left over? 2 plus b. Very good. I know that trick. I don't want you to live by that trick. I want you to prove it. Go ahead.
They taught you that?
No, I figured that out on my own. We have to go further, right? Right. So now I have 2 terms, right? I have a times 2 plus b, and I have negative c times 2 plus b, right? What am I going to do? I want to factor out the greatest common factor again. So what do they both have in common? They both have 2 plus b. So that, I put that in parentheses. Now what's left over on the outside? A minus c. And that's it. That's my answer. Questions on this? You good? All right. I'm impressed. I'm not gonna lie. I'm really impressed. Oh, this the jam right here. This the jam right here. So I want to get a little feel for the room real quick. So same game, right? I want to factor completely. But I have a couple of ways that we could do this. So let's talk rules for y'all individual class, right? How many people get calculated? Okay. And then how many people get formula sheets? Like is your professor gonna give you any formulas or nothing? No?
Is she gonna get?
Got you. Okay. Yeah, y'all gonna get formulas, yeah. Yeah, that's true. That's true. All right, so I want to factor this completely, right? Couple of ways we could do this. I could use the AC method, boom, 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 and then we're done with the question, right? Or, or I could solve for the roots of the question using the completing the square or using the quadratic formula, and I could turn the roots into the factors. How would you like to do it? AC method, everybody vote for that? All right, no problem. So remember, first thing you got to do when you're using the AC method, you got to have it in standard form, right? So standard form is ax squared plus bx plus c, right? Now, for the AC method, right, I want to do a times c. What is a times c? 3 times -2. Very good. And that gives me a -6, right? And just so we're clear, right? Like the 3 corresponds to the A, the 1 corresponds to the B, and the -2 is the C, right? Okay. So B is equal to what again?
1.
1, right? All right, this is the hard part now. I need two numbers that multiply to -6 and add up to +1. 3 times negative, so let me try that. 3 times -2. Let me see, that's -6. But let me see what 3 plus -2 is. That's +1. That checks out. All right, very good. So now, what I want to do, well, let me not scroll down real quick. I want to rewrite the original question that I have here, right? But instead of the B term, I'm going to replace it with the factors that I found. So this is going to be 3x squared plus 3x minus 2x minus 2, right? Questions on that? Good. All right. After that, what am I going to do? I have 1, 2, 3, 4 terms. So what comes to mind? Grouping, right? So I'm going to group these. So on the left-hand side, right, which is 3x squared plus 3x, what's the greatest common factor there? 3x, very good. And what's left over? X plus 1. Very good, very good. Now on the right-hand group, which is -2x minus 2, what's the greatest common factor there? -2, very good. Right? So remember, it's like I'm dividing by -2, right? So what's left over? Plus 1. Very good, right? Now, greatest common factor one more time, right? They have x plus 1 in common. And then what's left over? Very good. That's full credit. Very good.
Not solve, right? Because
No, that's it. Only when you have an equal sign do you solve it. All right? This is an expression. Questions on it? Anybody? We good? All right. Y'all better get 100 on this final.
gotta give them.
Yeah. You say you got an 80? That's good. That's good on your whole class so far, right? But on the got you. Let me see this one real quick. So solve the quadratic equation by factoring. Oh Lord, how I do this?
Like a way to do this. The first time. I see.
Really? Tell me about it.
I think it's like everything. 5 is the greatest common factor. So you reduce it.
But we're supposed to do that anyway, right?
Yeah.
We always look for the greatest common factor first. So yes, 5 is the greatest common factor. So I'm going to factor out 5. And what's left over?
Oh,
X squared. Good. Perfect. That was perfect, right? Now, I want to factor this. I have x squared plus 3x minus 10. Yes. Yeah. Your final answer should have that 5 on the outside, right?
now we can do C.
C method. Okay. Pretty sure I don't need to show any work for that. So give me the answer. What is it? Very good. So I have x plus 5 and I have x minus 2. If you're wondering how I did that, I needed two numbers that multiply to give me -10, right? But they have to add up to +3, right? So that means a larger number has to be positive, right? So that's 5 and then -2. And that's how I did it. All right. Questions on it, anybody? Good? No?
No.
Talk to me about it. Where did I lose you?
So,
Where did I lose you?
no, I get lost. I said I'm saying because
Yeah.
it's easier because the X squared is good, so that means you have to split it.
Right. Right.
What happens with that 5?
So the 5 stays there. So this is the full answer right here. Right? So yes, you must have that 5 on the outside. Right?
You sure? This difficult, like, I mean, like.
Yeah, this level of difficulty. Yeah. Yeah.
It's.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Just drop 100, man.
They still have.
And listen, it ain't my fault if you walk into the set to see the same exact question. I ain't saying nothing. Y'all ain't hear nothing from me. Damn, that's on the recording? Yo, don't tell nobody. I should have paused that. You listen to the recording, don't tell nobody. Keep it hush hush. Don't say nothing. Yeah, off the record. Yeah, it's off the record. Yo, man, you remember Papa Wayans from the Wayans Brothers? Like, don't tell him no. Not, he know white chicks and all that, you know. and little man and all that. Yeah. Yo, this is the easiest question, right? No. Keep the one on the other side. They were actually nice to us on this question, right?
Yeah.
So let me just rewrite it. I have x squared minus 8x is equal to 1. Go ahead. You're gonna ask.
I know it's like you have to divide the 8.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's like 8 divided by 2, and then it's up on
Mm-hmm.
2 exponent on the side.
Exactly, right? So here's the formula.
That's not 8 though, but I know you have to divide.
I mean, it's 8, but like you should.
8 and like square it.
Yes.
Negative.
So here goes our formula. It's -b over 2a squared. All right? This is how I do it. I have my own little preference. And when you go to Math 30, you'll see why I do this. All right? Anyway, right? Plug in your b term. What's b here? -8, right? Over 2 times, what's my a term? 1, very good. So now, I'm just make a special note about this. Anytime I'm doing completing the square, my a term has to be 1, right? Cannot be no other number, right? If my a term was not 1, I would have divided everybody by the a term, right? But in this case, we were blessed, so we didn't have to do that, right? Just keep going with the math, right? This is going to be what? 8 divided by 2. What's that, like 4? Squared? And then what's 4 squared again? 2? No.
4 squared.
16, right? So then now what am I going to do? I'm going to add 16 to both sides of this equation. All right? Very simple. All right? So now after I added 16 to both sides of the equation, on the left-hand side, which is the x squared minus 8x plus 16 side, right? I want to factor that. What does that factor into? Somebody tell me. A perfect square. Okay. Well, there's going to be a square on the outside, right? This is a perfect square trinomial. That's what it's called. But what do I write on the inside? I'll give you a hint. The first letter is X. No. What do you think?
I'm gonna say that.
No. All right, I'll give you that. I'll give you the 4. I'll give you the 4. What's the sign? Mm-hmm.
This page,
Is it Negative, right? How'd you know that? Okay. Hmm. I have a more simpler method, right? Whatever the sign of my B term, that's going to be the sign that goes here. Hmm.
So like the formula for perfect square is negative b over two.
That's the one I use. Generally speaking, I know in class you did B over 2 squared. Yeah. But I like to use negative B over 2A.
I
Right.
mean, like,
They both are into the same.
oh, I see.
Mhm. Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah. My whole thing is, right, in mathematics, I rather remember one formula than remember three different formulas, right? This formula here, negative B over 2A, is known as your axis of symmetry, right? When you guys do a palabra, that's a line that cuts the palabra in half, right? Something really, really important for Math 30, right? Rather you guys get exposed to that and just remember that one formula, right? Than remembering, oh yeah, when I'm doing this, it'll be over 2, you know?
You know, so like if that was b, right, which would have been negative 8 over 2, that would give us negative 4, but we still have squared. So negative 4 times negative 4.
Over than positive 16.
Oh,
So it always works out to the same thing.
yeah.
Yeah. Magic, right? All right. So let me ask you another question though, right? Because I said that. Well, hold on. Let me finish writing this out. Help me out. 1 plus 16 is what again? Appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. I'm bad at math, so y'all gotta help me out, you know? All right, real quick. How did you know that this was 4 right here?
Because the greatest common factor.
Greatest common factor? Okay. What about you? You said.
Divide by two. Being divided by two, you have to also square it. And the square factor, the inside part is positive and I think she was saying the other one was negative. That's how she told me. Like instead of you put positive, she used to put negative. At the 1 plus the 16, it would have been negative for her. That's what she told me.
I don't know.
I think that's.
Go ahead.
I'm one step ahead. I'm really supposed to like square root the.
Oh yeah, that's the next step. That's the next step. But right now I'm trying to figure out how did we formulate this? You know, how do we get all the numbers in the right place and all that? Go ahead.
You got x squared.
Uh-huh. No, but my question is how did we know that was gonna be a 4?
Saying on the equation for the. Is it?
No.
I'll take
Because of
that.
the 16,
Yeah.
it's 4 times.
I'll take that.
4
My
times.
way of doing it is like this, right? The number that I'm squaring is the number that goes here. That simple.
Let's go.
Yeah. Yeah. So whatever the B term, the sign of the B term, that's what goes in the middle. That's the sign. And then whatever number you squared, that's what's gonna go here. Yeah. Now, this is kind of easy, right? We can see it because it has whole numbers, right? But when you have fractions, this kind of nonsense helps, you know? So that's why I'm do it that way. Anyway, let's get back to our regular schedule program, right? So I got x minus 4 squared is equal to 17. What do I do after that? Square root.
Yeah.
Good. Want to get rid of this, and then what I do to one side, I gotta do to the other, right? So let's see what I have now. I have x
Plus minus.
minus 4 equals good, plus or minus what? Square root 17. Good. And what do I do after that?
Boxes.
No, add 4 to both sides. Very good, right? Good. So now I got x is equal to 4 plus or minus square root 17. This is my full answer. However, if you don't want to give me a combo answer like that, you want to give me 2 separate answers, I'll take that too, right? So, well, this is the combo, 4 plus or minus square root 17. But if you want to break it up and give me 4 minus square root 17 and 4 plus square root 17, I'll take that answer too. Right? Either one of these answers I'll take. Right? If you want to put it together or you want to give it to me separate. Yeah.
If you had this square root plus 4, that would have been. Square root 17 plus 4, that would have been.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's not the whole answer, right? Any questions on this? Completing a square. In my opinion, I think it's like the easiest formula of all. All good? All right. All right, let's take a look at the next one then. This is my favorite right here. This is my favorite right here. Y'all about to see, y'all about to see. That's a little big. Hold on one second. I gotta make that a little smaller. My fault. Y'all know I wear glasses, so I gotta blow it up. You know how that be. All right. So this has to solve the quadratic equation 3x squared minus 9x plus 5. Hold on, let me make sure I got the volume on. Okay. Ooh, I thought the mic wasn't on. I'm like, dang, question 6, and it wasn't even recording. Okay. So solve the quadratic equation 3x squared minus 9x plus 5 equals 2 and express the solutions in the simplest radical form. You may use any method. Right?
I mean, AC method.
You could use the AC method. You know? Yeah. You could. Yeah.
Let's do the quadratic.
Should we?
Yeah.
You don't got to. You can use completing the square. No question, if I'm not mistaken, no question on the test is going to say use the quadratic formula.
I don't know, they would just say something.
Like, let's see. So there is going to be a question that's going to say factor, and then there's going to be a question that says completing the square. But there's no question that's going to say use the quadratic formula, you know? Go ahead. What happened?
You said you already have a question like that on mine.
Yeah, where you could use any method that you want. Yeah.
It seemed like it's easier.
You think so?
We try to figure out what.
I was trying to complete the square because complete the square is easier. Yeah. All right, let's complete the square. Let's take a look at it. I promise you, it's light work. Watch. I got 3x squared minus 9x plus 5 is equal to 2. What am I gonna do first? Minus 5, right? So I'm gonna complete the square. I promise you, it's light. Look at this. 3x squared minus 9x is equal to, help me out, what's 2 minus 5 again? -3. Thank you. Now, what's that rule that I said earlier about completing the square and all that? Somebody remind me. The A term got to be 1, right? So how do I make the A term 1? Divide by 3, right? So I'm going to divide this by 3. But not just that, everybody gets divided by 3. Everybody, right? But completing the square. So now what do I have? X squared minus 3x equals -1. Fire, right?
So we just divide it, -3.
Yeah, just divide it. Because I need the A term to be 1. And then right after that, you already know the formula, right? I have -b over 2a squared, right? And we're just gonna plug in those numbers. Let's take a look at what's that gonna look like. This is gonna be negative times, what's b again?
B is 3.
-3, right? Divided by 2 times what's a? 1. Perfect. And then you square it, right? So then what does this become? This is going to become 3 over 2 squared, which is what? Don't overthink it. Just square the top and the bottom. What is it?
No.
9 over 4. That's it. So what am I going to do with the 9 over 4? I'm going to add 9 over 4 to both sides. Easy, right? So now, let's get this, right? What am I going to write in parentheses on the left-hand side? The first letter is X, so keep that simple. What's the sign going to be? Negative. Good. How'd you know that? Because the B term was negative, right?
Yeah.
Good, good. What's the number that I'm going to put here? What is it? 3/2, right? Because that's the number that I squared here, right? Equals, and then I have -1 plus 9/4. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I don't even know what that is. Hold on, I got -1/1. Go ahead.
So 3/2. So
Mhm.
anytime you solve it to that, it's gonna be deep, or
Yeah,
that's why he was asking me, that's why, but it was confused because of the fraction.
it was, right? But you know what's supposed to be there. It's whatever you were gonna square. So you just plug that in. Light work. All right, this is a little bit harder. So I got, oh, why you not writing? Okay, there we go. So I got -4 plus 9/4. What's that, like 5/4? Okay. What do you mean? I'm completing the square. Where'd I lose you? Times 4. Where did I times 4? Oh, find the LCD. It's -1 plus 9/4. Right? Right here. -1 plus 9/4. All right, so then that's like -1/1. But you know, in order for me to add two fractions together, they have to have the same denominator, you know, times 4 and all that. So -4 plus 9, that's it's positive 5/4, right? All right, what am I gonna do next? Somebody tell me. I'm gonna do this in a different color so it pops. Radical, right? I'm gonna get rid of the square. So I'm gonna square root this side, right? But what I do to one side, I gotta do to the other. So now let's look at what I have. I have x minus 3/2 is equal to plus or minus, check this out, √5 over √4, right? Help me out. What's the square root? Go ahead.
Question,
Go
how
ahead.
are you supposed to put 3/2 to the other side?
I'm gonna add it.
Oh,
Yeah. But back to the √5 over √4. What's the square root of 4 again? 2, right? So now let me rewrite this one more time. I have x minus 3/2 is equal to plus or minus √5/2. Now what am I going to do after that? Add the 3/2, right? Yeah, so we're going to add this 3/2 over here. What you do to one side, you have to do to the other. So let's look at my final answer. X is equal to 3/2 plus or minus √5/2. You could also write that as 3 plus or minus 5, √5, excuse me, over 2. Right? So I would accept this answer. I would accept this answer. I will even accept it separate. If you want to give me 3 minus √5/2, and you want to give me 3 plus √5/2, I will take this answer as well.
How do we get to?
It was already there. No?
So we have 4.
Oh yeah, but what's the square root of 4? Yeah. So yeah, I think this was easy, completing the square. What y'all think? Mhm. Remember, you guys also have the quadratic formula that you could have used as well. All right.
you know what it is? I feel like when they tell you you can use any method, and it's just like,
It's not
Yeah.
easy, bro. I'm telling you, they say,
Yeah.
they like, nah, not easy.
I promise it's gonna be as easy as this. Just remember, whatever number you have in front of the A, you're gonna divide that all out, right? To get the A term as 1, and then just do it the regular way with completing the square. Another thing too, right? Whenever you're doing questions like this, you see how I have a radical 5? You could leave the answer like that, right? But if I had a whole number, like say I had like two numbers that I could actually add together, like 3 plus 2 or something, right? Do that out. Give me an answer, right? But if you have radicals, just leave it alone like that. All right.
So you could put 3
Mhm.
plus minus radical 5/2, and that could be your answer.
Yeah.
You don't have to do that, because it's either gonna be a plus.
Yeah.
and-
Either one that you like. Any answer that you like. Yeah. You could have even had the first answer where you had 3/2 plus or minus radical 5/2. That's correct too. Right. Yeah. Mhm. So whatever you find easiest, you know. All right. Any questions? Are we good? Good. All right. Let's take a look at the next one. Oh my God, this is way too simple. I gotta apologize for this next question. It's a little too simple. You could probably tell what the answer is just by looking at it, but let's do it out. All right. What should I do first? Factor it, right? Help me out. What's the top? X what?
X plus.
Good. What's the bottom?
It's
Very good. I wrote a plus instead of an X. Times, let's see, I have what? X plus 2 here. And I have an X here. What do I do after that?
That's not useful.
Okay, let's cancel it out. Good. What else?
I think you would do X plus.
Good. So what's left over? Over X, right? That's my full answer. Questions on this? Yeah. My fault. Did you have a chance to sign? Okay. Yeah. You didn't sign it. Let me get your first name, last name, and polite. So I'm gonna shoot this over to you after at the end of class, all right? X squared plus 1? Uh-huh. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. It's the same thing. Because when you distribute it out, you're gonna have like two terms in the middle that are gonna like subtract from each other. Yeah. Yeah. So the name of this game, factor it all first, cross out the like terms top and bottom diagonally, and then you're good to go.
You see what I'm saying? If you were to like multiply this and that, that's what your next would.
Mhm.
So you saying that that's just automatically gonna be like.
They come out to the same thing. Yeah. Because it'll be X squared minus X plus X minus 1. And then the plus X and the minus X will cancel out. All right, no problem. All right, so we good? Sure.
And the difference in that one, if the question in the bottom will have a minus
Mhm.
somewhere, so it will not be X plus. 3x, negative, whatever number.
Right, and then you cancel out the negative on top. Or diagonal. So top and bottom and diagonal. That's how you can cross out. And then you just multiply straight across and that's it. Now this question, this is a little bit more fun. Yeah. See, this next one's a good question right here. So we got the division. You know, I like this one. What should I do first?
You write it,
Okay,
you write it like that.
I like that. I want to combine what both of y'all are saying. So keep, change, flip, right? So I want to keep the first term, which is 7x over x squared minus 5x minus 14. I want to change that division to multiplication. In this case, I'm going to use the dot multiplication. Appreciate it. Thanks. Because I have x's in this question, right? And then I want to flip the last term, right? So this becomes x plus 2 over x squared plus 5x. So now, what do I want to do? Good. Very good. So help me out. I have 7x over what? X plus 2. Very good. I'm impressed. And I have x plus 2 up here. What about the bottom? Okay, so perfect. Greatest common factor. Questions on that, anybody? Or are we good? Good? All right, so three terms are just the greatest common, excuse me. Three terms we just factor as normal, use our C method. Two terms we did the greatest common factor, right? Okay. So what should I do next? Okay. The negative, which one is that? Okay. And what else? There's one other thing. The x's. This x and this x can cancel those out, right? So now let's look at what's left over, right? I have 7 up top by itself over x minus 7 and x plus 5. This is my full answer. All right. Questions on this, anybody? Good? That's what's up. That's what's up. Yeah.
Actually, we can go back.
Yeah. Original question? You want to see?
Everything's right.
Yeah, I got you.
Bottom thing they got to scan the QR code.
Oh, yeah, I got you.
The key change.
Yeah. Let me know when y'all finish copying and I'll let you guys scan the QR code. In a second.
Big bottom.
Yeah.
So those two numbers is -7 versus we talking about.
Everybody good? All right. Whoops. Oh, I just realized I had that on the wrong page. 1 second. Hold that there. All right, here you go. So Omar, Jamie, you guys can scan the QR code real quick. So that's going to be, this is all the problems that we're going over today. In case you want to review, look it over. You know. Omar, okay. Yeah. So this is all the problems that we're going over today, so you guys can have it. All right. You're welcome. Something that I would recommend you guys do. I'm sorry. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So something I would recommend that you guys do, right? Everybody here has access to Microsoft Copilot, right? The paid version, right? So I would recommend one by one, question by question, you guys type it in there and ask Copilot for a question just like that, right? Just to practice on your own at home, you know, if you want more questions and stuff like that before your exam, you know? Yeah. Mhm. Yeah. But you got Copilot, so you could make your own different. Yeah, I'll be there. Yeah. All right, no problem, no problem. Yeah. All right. So just a suggestion, you know? Yeah. It's 11:43 now. Like 2. Yeah. All right, let's build off this last question. We had division. Let's do a little subtraction. All right. So I want to simplify this. I have 5x over x squared minus 25 minus 7 over x plus 5. What should I do?
Factor on the bottom.
Okay, factor the bottom. I like that. So I'm going to have 5x over what?
X plus 5. X.
Good. Minus 7 over x plus 5. What should I do next? I like that.
Yeah, you got it.
Go ahead.
-5,
Yes.
going to both ends.
Yes. What you're saying. So the proper way, right, is we find the LCD first, right? And our LCD is x plus 5, x minus 5, right? Now, I want both of these denominators to have the same, both these expressions, yeah, that's the right word, to terms, that's the right word I'm looking for. Both of these terms to have the same denominator in order for me to subtract them, right? So I have x plus 5, x minus 5 here, but on the second term, I'm missing the x minus 5, so I'm going to multiply it by that. But what I do to the bottom, I do to the top, right? So let's look at what I have now. So I want to do subtraction, right? And the only way that I can subtract fractions is if they both have the same denominator, right? So I find the LCD, which is x plus 5 and x minus 5. And then I want to make both the denominators the same. The second term has an x plus 5 in the denominator, but doesn't have an x minus 5. Right. But what I do to the bottom, I do to the top. All right. So now what do I have? I have 5x minus 7 times x minus 5 all over, 1 second, all over the x plus 5 and the x minus 5. At this point, just simplify the numerator. None of that. Just subtraction. So over here, You just distribute this, right? So what am I gonna have? Somebody tell me. Plus 35. Very good. All right, and again, all over x plus 5, x minus 5. And now 5x minus 7x is, what's that? Negative 2x plus 35 over the x plus 5, x minus 5. And that's it. This is all I'm looking for. All right. Any questions on this? Mhm.
This is distributing like sign situation, right?
Mhm.
Like,
Oh, you mean with the negative 7x?
yeah,
Yeah. So you're distributing negative 7, right? Not just 7. So if it's a negative, you take the negative with it. Mhm. You just add them. Yeah. So 5x plus negative 7x, negative 2x. Yeah. All right. So if we're good, let's look at the next question. Now, this is kind of similar to what we did before, right? Because this is a division as well. Right. But it's just written differently. That's all, right? So the first thing that I want to do, right? I want to rewrite this because it's a little confusing, you know? So this is going to be what? 3 over x squared minus 9 divided by the 7 over x plus 3 minus 4 over x minus 3. All right? Now let's do this our way, right? What do I do after that? Mhm. Yes.
at the bottom.
How did we learn in class? What did we learn to do? We find the LCD. What's the LCD here? No.
Oh,
Right. LCD, x plus 3, x minus 3. Right? Hmm. Mm, I mean, whatever works for you.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That we can't do this? I don't know, we can. This will work. All right. So real quick, I found my LCD, which is here. All right. Let me rewrite this just so that I could make this pop a little bit so that you can see it. This is 3 over x plus 3, x minus 3, divided by the 7. And by the way, this is all together 7 x plus 3 minus 4 x minus 3. All right. We're going to take our LCD, which is here, multiply that by both of them, right? So when I multiply this by x plus 3, x minus 3, and this also by x plus 3, x minus 3, this is going to be like a reverse distribution, so to speak, right here. These will cancel, leaving back just 3. Let me change the color on that. leaving back just 3, divided by, let's look at the first one, right? I have the x plus 3 times x minus 3. So this, I'm sorry, x plus 3, x minus 3. So this and this will cancel back, leaving back what? 7 times x minus 3. For the second one, we're going to have the same thing, the x plus 3, x minus 3. These will cancel, leaving back the minus 4 times x plus 3. All right? After this, all you have to do, simplify that second part, right? Distribute, combine like terms, all that good stuff.
Denominator, like, get rid of it.
We get rid of it, right? Make life easier. So now I have 3 divided by, what's this? 7x minus 21 minus 4x minus 12. Combine like terms. So what do I have? 3 divided by, what's this? 3x minus 33, right? Okay. Not bad, right? Greatest common factor, factor out of 3. Very good. All right. So go ahead. This is x minus 11, right? This might be a little bit easier if I put it on top to see. This is 3 over 3 times the x minus 11. What happens? The 3's cancel. So final answer, 1 over the x minus 11. Right. Right.
Three x negative 21 plus negative 12 third.
Right.
And you factor that out.
Right. Greatest common factor. So this was the process that we discussed in our class, right? But your way with the keep change flip would have worked as well. Because what would have happened is you would have had the LCD that I found on the top and the bottom, which would cancel out. And then you would have been left with this 3 over 3x minus 11, right? And then you would just cancel it out.
But like,
Uh-huh.
right, this is learned. I'm already.
We didn't learn that.
Not in college. But no.
Yeah, we didn't learn that. We did it this way.
This way.
Yeah. I'm sure. Unless you're getting confused with something that you saw in tutoring. Yeah, we didn't learn that. We learned it this way. Yeah. But I'm a fan of the keep change flip though. Just so you know. Questions on this though, anybody? Even if you guys have your own process to get the answer and we end up in the same answer, I'm good with that. You know? As long as we're all on the same page. So questions on that? All right, let's keep it moving.
Oh, okay.
Oh, this question, now we talking. Now we talking. So I mean, expressions are nice, but I like equations. That's my thing. Here we go. How do I do this? Okay, factor, I like that. So let's look at what I have left. I have x. Very good. Plus 3 over x plus 7 equals, what's this? 2x plus 29 over, what's the denominator?
X plus 7, X
I'm impressed. Very good. Right? Now, what do I want? I want that LCD. What's my LCD? Perfect. All right. Everybody agree? I feel like some of you are quiet. I don't know if y'all know it. Y'all just chilling or
Yeah, there.
all right. All right. So the first term here, I have x over x minus 2. I needed to have the x plus 7 as well. So I'm going to multiply this by x plus 7. But what I do to the bottom, I have to do to the top. My second term, which is a 3 over the x plus 7, I'm missing the x minus 2, so I'm going to multiply by x minus 2. What I do to the bottom, I got to do to the top. So now I'm going to rewrite what I have, right? Now, you're going to notice something funny right now. This is going to be x times x plus 7 plus 3 times x minus 2 is equal to 2x plus 29. Now you notice I didn't write the denominator, right? Anytime you have an equation, right? Equation has an equal sign. Anytime you have an equation, I don't need the denominator no more. Just solve for x. Go ahead. The denominator.
Yeah. So that's why we did it earlier, but I was kind of confused.
With the LCD, with the dividing.
But it's just the top.
Right. Only when it's an equation can you do this. Yeah, because it's an equation, right? If it was an expression without an equal sign, then I would leave the denominator, right?
Doesn't just equate.
Right.
So what would happen if we just use the denominator, we get it home, or
It wouldn't work. Yeah.
it wouldn't?
So what's next, right? Let's distribute this, combine like terms, all that good stuff, right? All that good stuff we know how to do. So what do I have here? Very good. What's next? Okay, so what do I have? X squared. No, plus
You bring it.
10x. 10x, right? 7x plus 3x, 10x. Minus 6 equals 2x plus 29. What do I do next? Not the 10x. Subtract the... All right. Subtract 2x from here. What do I do to one side, do to the other? What about the 29? What should I do with that? Subtract it. Subtract 29. What do I do to one side, do to the other? So now what do I have? X squared. What's that? Good. And what's 10x minus 2x? So plus 8x. What's the next one? Negative 6 minus 29. What is it? Negative 35 equals 0. All right. Now you could solve this however you want to do it. Completing the square, factoring, what y'all want to do. Say it again. If you want to do the AC method, you could. Yeah.
I thought it was
Okay.
the easy method that you see for the answer has to be greater than 1.
It doesn't have to be, but generally speaking, yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't think
Yeah, it is. Give me two numbers that multiply to negative 35 and add up to 8. 5 and 7. It doesn't work? Okay. So what's the other method that we have? Go ahead. I'm sorry? Yeah, we could do that. We could. But give me two numbers that multiply to 35 and add up to 8.
So would you classify it as
Let
undefined?
it been anything,
Not undefined. What is it?
let it been anything.
8 and 3? Mm-mm.
You saying that you have to show what you see, you can't do it.
Like half of 8, can you do that method?
Yes. Complete the square, right? So simple. Add 35 to both sides, or you do to one side, you do to the other. So remember, when you're completing the square, the constant term must be on the right. So what do I have? I have x squared plus 8x is equal to positive 35. All right. We got our formula, negative b over 2a squared. So this is going to be what? Negative of 8 divided by 2 times 1 squared. Let's call that negative 4 squared, which is what? What's negative 4 squared? 16, right? So I'm going to add 16 to both sides. On the left-hand side, I have x squared plus 8x plus 16. What does that become? Tell me. What is it? X what?
Plus 6 is gonna be 24x.
No. X plus
4. Oh, x.
4. Very good. Very good. All right. Equals, oh, this is the hard part. What's 35 plus 16? 51. All right, let's go with that. All right. Now, what do I do after that? Square root both sides. All right, get rid of the square. So now I have x plus 4 is equal to plus or minus square root 51. And what do I do after that?
Minus 4.
Minus 4 on both sides. And that's it. We're done. Subtract 4 from here. We do to one side, do to the other. So now I have x is equal to negative 4 plus or minus the square root of 51. Not so bad, right? And again, if you want to break it up, I accept that as well. You could give me negative 4 minus square root 51 and negative 4 plus square root 51. I will accept the two answers together if you want. Your choice, no pressure. All right. Questions on this?
We did
Either one.
x. I'm saying, so it's x equals negative 4 plus minus 51. And that's like
Yeah. Yeah, that's good. Questions on this? All right. Generally speaking, right? Whenever we have these rational equations, that's what this is. Rational equation, right? We're supposed to verify that the answer that we got does not make the denominator 0. All right. In the interest of time, we can look and see that this is not going to make the denominator 0. All right. The numbers that would make this denominator 0, I'm looking strictly at the LCD, would be what? Negative 7 and positive 2. Right? As long as x is not negative 7 and not positive 2, we're good to go. In this case, we didn't have that, so we're good to go. All right? Just like a little tidbit of information for you guys. All right. So we good? We can move on? It's not so bad. This next question. I want to simplify this expression right here. It's not so bad. I have square root 20
Square root 20.
is what?
Square root 5 times square root 4.
All right, square root 4 times square root 5 plus 3 times what's this?
9, 5, square root 9.
Square root 9, square root 5, good. And what's this last one right here?
Square root 10, square root 15.
No,
Oh, five and five.
No,
Oh, five and 100.
5 and 100. That sounds better. Square root 100 and square root 5.
Where these numbers, where root two is gonna be two.
So 2, good, plus,
Two times three. Five
very good,
minus square root minus 10. Square root of
very good. Let's do the math on this. What do I get? 2. What's 3 times 3? Uh-huh.
It's gonna be one square root of five or just square root of five.
And when we do that, it's what?
One square root of five or just square root of five.
Let's see, 9, 10, 11. So square root 5. Good.
It'll be a total first, that's true.
All right. Uh-huh. No, you can just leave it. Just leave it.
What if we did,
Yeah.
is that like one touch?
You're good. Yeah. Questions on this? Good? Sure. So what we did was we found the largest perfect square to go into each number, and then we just broke it down using that. Right? If you can't tell what the largest perfect square is, right? You can always go backwards to figure it out. Right? So what are my perfect squares? You have 1, 4, 9, 16, etc. Right? And here's how I get them real quick. So like 1 squared is 1, 2 squared is 4, 3 squared is 9, 4 squared is 16, etc. You get the idea, right? Then you have what? 25, 36, 49, excuse me, 64. 1 second. 81. All right, and what am I forgetting? 100. And then 121 and then 144. Right? If you can't tell what the perfect square is, you can go backwards, right? Go ahead.
So we did the radical 500. For
Mhm.
some reason, I didn't do like, do a line item 105, I did like 25.
That's fine too. I like that. Just as long as you keep breaking it down till you get to the 10 radical 5. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. It's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 squared. 1 squared 1, 2 squared 4, 3 squared 9, 4 squared 16. Yeah.
We should go to 12.
They go up to no, they go beyond 12, but I only deal with the first 12. Yeah. Yeah. But huh?
Well,
12 is 144. Yeah, that's here at the bottom, right? But let me just show you, like, say you couldn't figure out what the perfect square was, right? This is how you could kind of do it. Let's say 20, for example, right? I have square root 20. How I would figure out what the perfect square is, I would look at the first number that's smaller than 20 in the perfect squares. That's right here, that's 16. Now I know that 16 can't go evenly into 20, right? If I do like 20 divided by 16, I'm gonna have 1 point something. So that's not the right square root, right? If I do 20 divided by 9, right? That's going to give me 2 point something. That's not the right square root either. But when I do 4, right? 20 divided by 4, now I get a whole number out, 5. That's the perfect square root. Right? So that's how you do it. So in your case with the 25, it would work. You just have to do it again. You know? Yeah. So that's my way of doing the perfect squares here. You know? On your test, you're not gonna get ridiculous numbers. Like what's the square root of 2025? You're not gonna get something like that, you know? But it'll be doable. It'll be doable. You know? And you can use my reverse division method to work with it if you want. All right. Questions on it? Anybody? All right, let's keep it moving. This next question is very, very easy. Very easy. So we just want to distribute this, right? If you can't tell what it is just by looking at it, you can rewrite it as square root 6 minus 2 times square root 6 minus 2, and then just distribute, right? Or FOIL, whatever. Same old, right? So what's square root 6 times square root 6? Just 6, right? What's square root 6 times negative 2? Negative 2 square root 6. What's negative 2 times square root 6? Right. Yeah. But to save time, you could literally just write 6. Yeah. And then now, negative 2 times square root 6 is? Very good. Now, this is the hard one. What's negative 2 times negative 2? Positive 4. And then now you want to combine like terms. So what's the answer?
The middle constant.
10, what?
They get constant.
They don't. Because they're minus minus. Negative 4, square root 6. Very good. That's my answer. Then they cancel. Yeah. Questions on this, anybody? Yeah, just add them, basically. This question is not so bad. All right.
That 10 minus 4, where was it?
Uh-huh. All right, so I was mistaken before when I said that the other question was the easiest one on the test. This is the easiest question on the test. It's not so bad right here. All right. So first things first, right? Anytime you raise something to a negative power, it gets thrown into the denominator and rewritten as a positive power. So 27 raised to the negative 2 over 3 power is going to be the same as 1 over 27 raised to the 2 over 3 power. All right, that makes sense? All right, a little bit. So anytime there's a negative power, just throw it in the denominator. So if I said what is x to the negative 1 power, the answer would be 1 over x. Just like that, you know? Just always, just a general rule, right? Anything to a negative power gets thrown into the denominator, right? So if I had like a to the negative 1 power, it would become equal to 1 over a. Okay? So now that I have it in the denominator, right? Here's what makes this question mad simple, right? Always do whatever is in the denominator first for the fraction power and then do the numerator. So what does that mean? That means that this becomes 1 over the cube root of 27 and then square it. All right, go ahead. 3, very good. Exactly. 1 over 9, and that's my answer. Simple, right? So whatever the denominator of the fraction power is, that's going to be a root. So you just do the cube root of 27, and then boom, you just square the answer, and then that's it. Now, how many people here knew that the cube root of 27 was 3? You did, that's it. All right. Yeah. 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 All right. I'll be honest with you, I ain't know that. All right. So when I see things like this, 27, what I like to do is something called prime factorization, right? So two numbers that multiply to give me 27, 3 and 9. And then two numbers that multiply to give me 9, 3 and 3. Right? So I have 1, 2, 3 threes, right? 3 threes will cancel out with a cube root, right? So cube root of 3 to the third power, these cancel, leaves back just 3. All right. So when I have big numbers that I don't understand how to do, this is my method. All right. Prime factorization. Just figure out two numbers that multiply to give it, and then just keep breaking it down so you can't break it down anymore. Right? You want to break it down to prime numbers. Right? Prime number is a number divisible by 1 or itself only. All right? That's my little trick. That little trick unlocked me from the calculator because I used to, on my calculator. All right, I'm gonna be honest with you on this one now. This is a hard question right here. It doesn't look hard, but it's a little tricky, this one right here. All right, so we got 8 x to the 6th power, y to the 7th power divided by 27, x to the 3rd times y. All of that raised to the 2/3 power. That's a little bit, that's a little intense right there, right? The first thing you want to do when you see this question, simplify the inside first, right? Simplify the inside. So I have 8 and 27, there's nothing I could do with that, right? So that's still 8/27. However, x to the 6th divided by x to the 3rd becomes what?
X3.
X to the 3rd, right? And then y to the 7 divided by y becomes, good. And then that's it. Right? Now, apply that power to everyone individually, right? Apply that power to 2/3 power to everyone individually. For numbers, you already know what's going to happen from the previous question, right? Whatever's in the denominator of the power, that's going to become a root. So this is cube root of 8 squared over cube root of 27 squared times, this is going to be what? X to the 3rd power raised to the 2/3 power. And this is going to be what? Y to the 6th power raised to the 2/3 power. Real simple now, right? So let's deal with the numbers first. The cube root of 8 is 2. This becomes 2 to the 2nd over cube root of 27, we said was 3. Comes 3 to the 2nd times. Anytime I raise a power to a power, what do I do? So that's what an M. Multiply, right? So this becomes x to the 3/1 times 2/3. And then this is going to become what? Y to the 6/1 times 2/3, right? And then we just finish it, right? 2 to the 2nd is what? 4/9 times, what's this? X squared, very good, times y to the 4th, very good. Right? The 3 goes into 3 once, the 3 goes into 6 2 times, 2 times 2 is 4. That's how. Right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. The cube root of 8, right? So 8, two numbers that multiply to give me 8. This is like 4 and 2. And then two numbers that multiply to give me 4, 2 and 2. So the cube root of 8 is equal to the cube root of 2 to the 3rd power. These cancel. So that's just 2. And then you just raise it to the power on the outside. So like 2 squared and then 3 squared. And that's it.
So we put them all together, 4/9 x to the third, y to the fourth.
Yeah, so 4x² y to the fourth all over 9. Yeah. You could do it like that, or I would even accept this answer, to be honest with you. This is not a bad answer either. No? Yeah. Okay, well, this was a hard question, probably the hardest question on your test. Mhm. Good?
The no longer, this is even on my test.
It is.
It is.
Yeah.
I mean, not this question.
Yeah. It's just that like the questions that y'all gonna get, y'all not gonna have like big numbers. It's gonna be like reasonable numbers. Like square root 500 is not going on your test. You know, like that's OD. Yeah. Yeah, like square root 25 probably, but like not 100. Now that we finish all the hard questions, let's do the rest of the easy questions and then we're good. Well, this next one is mad simple. How I do this? I want to rationalize the denominator. Good, by what? What do I multiply this by? Square root 5, what? Plus 1, right? So we want to do the, what's that thing called again? I'm about to say contrapositive, but I mean to say conjugate. That's it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I was watching YouTube last night, messed up my vocabulary, you know? Conjugate, right? So now what you do to the bottom, you gotta do to the top, right? And that's it. That's the whole problem. What's the answer? All right, so this is gonna be what? 3 good plus 3 all over. What's the denominator?
5.
Uh-huh. Plus square root 5 minus square root 5 minus 1. Very good. Just doing a little extra step, but you get the idea. So this is 3 square root 5 plus 3 all over 4. Go ahead.
Or it doesn't really matter.
Not cross multiply, straight across. Yeah. Cross multiply is if you had an equal sign. Yeah. Well, no, we did do it. Square root 5 times square root 5 is square root of 25. And then square root of 25 is 5. Yeah. But why do the extra step? You know it's gonna be 5. Go ahead. Yeah. Yeah.
Because if we don't put it, it's gonna be like overturned. So that's why I'm.
Okay. Oh, you want to do square root of 25? That's fine. You can do that. Then that becomes 5. In our class, we just jump to the number, that's why.
We get plus square root 5. Is that because
How you get plus what?
square root 5? Like on the denominator.
Square root 5 times positive 1.
But then,
Square root 5 times positive 1. Just do what you're doing. You know that it's 5 minus 1. That's all I need you to know. Yeah. So we good with this? All right. Let's see what the next question is. Oh my God. This next question is not even fair. I don't even know why they ask y'all this question. It's an easier version of the same question we just did. All right. Tell me what I'm going to do. I have square root x minus 3 square root y over square root x. What am I going to do? By what? Exactly. Multiply the bottom by square root x to get rid of the radical, but what I do to the bottom, I gotta do to the top. All right, help me out. What am I gonna do? What's my answer? Good. X minus. Very good. Over. Very good. Full answer. That's it. So, nah, just leave it like that. Yeah. So what we did was we just distributed this. If you're wondering how, and that's how we got that answer. Nice and simple. Question? Mhm.
Similar,
Mhm.
unlimited. I know it's actually going up by the guy to 5 minus doing that to 5 plus 1.
Okay.
So then,
Yeah.
actually, I didn't even see that.
Got you. Got you. Hmm. So questions on this or it makes sense?
Yes, that would be interesting.
Right. Hmm. Yeah. So the moral of the story, it's illegal for me to have radicals in my denominator. So that's why I have to do this. Multiply by radical x. Not too bad. Then we get this question. It's not too bad at all. I like the radicals, you know? I have square root x squared minus 16 plus 2 equals x. What should I do first? Uh-huh. Check.
You gotta check.
No. You only check when the LCD, when you have the rationals. You should check always, but no, you don't have to. Go ahead. Exactly, right? Exactly. So the first step is you want to isolate your radical, right? So we're going to subtract 2 on both sides. So I have square root x squared minus 16 is equal to x minus 2. And then I want to get rid of that square root. So what do? Square it, right? I'm going to square it, right? But what I do to one side, what I do to the other, right? So now what do I have?
You have x squared equals.
Well, minus 16 equals,
Minus 2 times. How you write that?
sure, okay.
Foil,
Okay, FOIL it, and then what do you get?
it is
Which is, what is it? X squared, what? Plus 4, very good. What should I do after that? My like terms? X squared minus 16 is equal to what? Mhm. So x squared minus 4x, right? Plus 4. What should I do after that? Not factor. So sort of C. Combine like terms, right? So what should I do? Tell me.
Oh, you gotta make one side 0.
Okay,
Yeah.
so help me out with that.
Let's do plus 16.
All right, so we're gonna add 16 to both sides. Good. What else? Exactly, right? I'm gonna subtract x squared from over here to make this left-hand side 0. And what you do to one side, you do to the other. So what do I have? 0 equals what? Negative 4x, what? Plus 20, perfect. And now I just want to solve for x. Keep it simple. What do you want to do? Before that, I gotta. All right, so how do I move the negative 4 again? Plus 4x, right? Add 4x over here. So now what do I got? I got 4x is equal to 20. What do I do after that? Good, divide by 4. What do I do to one side or to the other? X equals. Very good. And that's it. If you want to check it, you could check it. All right. 25 minus 16, what's that? I don't even know. That's like 9, and then the square root of 9 is 3. So 3 plus 2, that equals 5. All right. Go back up. Like right here. Okay. This way or the other way? Okay. We good? All right. Let's see what's next. Oh, I hate this question. This question has like multiple distributions in it. So it's like kind of complex, you know? And it is complex too. But that's just a coincidence. Right? So we want to perform the operations of complex numbers and simplify, right? So let's take a look. So I have 3 minus 5i times 2 minus 7i minus 4 minus 3i. All right. What should I do first here? Multiply. What should I would very good. Distribute. 3 times 2, 6. What's that? Negative 21i, right? Now what's this? Very good. Ooh, here goes a hard one. Very good. And then what about this one over here? Go ahead. Huh? Yep, that's gonna be the next step. Yeah. So it's negative what? Negative 4, and then 3i. Very good. Let's rewrite this. I have 6 minus 21. Lord, sorry about that. 6 minus 21i minus 10i plus 35 times negative 1, right? Because we're doing the I squared into negative 1. Yeah, it's going to become negative 35, right? And then plus 3i. Let's do the math on that. This is going to become 6 minus 21i minus 10i minus 35 plus 3i. Combine like terms, what do we get? Hold on, I just realized something. Hold on 1 second. Sorry about that. Okay, go ahead. Negative 21. You might be right. Hold on. Let me see. 33? Okay. Yeah, negative 33. What else? Minus 28i. Good. And then that's my answer. Kind of complicated. Kind of complicated. All we're doing here is we're just combining like terms to get this. Any questions on this? That becomes negative 1. Yeah. Right. Or if it flips the sign, whatever sign is there.
Or you just needed the I, by the way.
Yeah. Well, the I squared. The I squared got eliminated.
Huh?
The I squared got eliminated.
Yeah, it's what.
Yeah.
So anytime we're plugging in for the i's when it's exponents.
Yes.
Yeah.
When it's squared, it will not be.
Nah.
So
Not for your test, but you should know what that is.
Huh?
You should know what that is like for life, but not for your test. Yeah. What is your majors? I don't know you guys. You guys do.
No.
Like that. What about you? Nuclear medicine. Wow, you're gonna be the richest person in the room. How about that? How about you, man? Omar, what's your major? Nice. Oh, see, y'all good. Y'all good, right? Mm-hmm. Negative 28i. So negative 21i minus 10i plus 3i. So that's
28.
Yes, because negative,
Oh, you did plus, okay.
yeah. Yeah, till 8 o'clock tonight. Also, we wrap up at 1, and then if you want to go to tutoring afterwards, it's open until 8 o'clock. But the next, oh, I got you. Okay. Thursday, there is a session on Thursday too, but I don't think it's here. I think it's in the library on Thursday. No, no, no. Yeah, I have today and I do tomorrow morning as well. And then I have another session on Wednesday, but it's statistics. It's not this. Yeah. But there's other people doing sessions. Like there's another session tonight, I heard. I thought it was tomorrow night, but there's gonna be another 20 session. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's gonna be from like 5 to 8 p.m. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But if you guys want though, there's tutoring online. Like so if you have to go, you can go home and then just log in online and get tutoring on WC, you know how to make the appointment and stuff. Yeah. If you can't stay. Yeah. All right, finally we got to the easiest question on the test. All right. I'm gonna just use another sheet for this. Here we go. Yeah, this is the easiest question. All you have to do is just write down the answer and circle it. All right. So I have a right triangle here, ABC, right? Where C, of course, is 90 degrees. So that should be there, right? Anyway, they want to know what is tan of A. All right. And who remembers what tan is? Tan is what over what? Opposite over adjacent. Very good. So what is that? 4 over, say it again? No, 4 over, very good. But I realized I should have found C.
It was.
Mhm. For you, nobody else. Right? Yeah. So opposite over adjacent, right? So you're right. I should have found C first. That was my fault. All right. To find C, we have a formula. What is that formula? It's A. Very good, right? Plug it all in. This is 4 squared plus 5 squared equals C squared. 16 plus 25 equals C squared. That's 45. Oh, I'm about to write that too. Y'all know I'm bad at math over here, you know? Is that what, 41? 41, okay. Equals C squared. Then I go in a square root to get C by itself. So C equals square root 41. My fault. There we go. There we go. Now we good. All right. Let's say that you're like me and you couldn't remember like tan was opposite over adjacent, right? There's a little saying that we have. So ka toa, right? So sine is opposite over hypotenuse. Ka, cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse. Toa, tan is opposite over adjacent, right? Remember that adjacent means next to, opposite means away from you, like you're in front of it, right? So, like Omar over here is sitting opposite to me, right? Whereas Derek is adjacent to me. You know, he's next to me, right? Omar is opposite, right? So think of it like that. So that's tan. Tan is good. Go ahead.
Some people just like, this be more,
Mhm. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. So let's talk about the other ones, right? We'll come back to this.
So you got a policy.
Yeah,
So that,
yeah. Well, that's part of it because you got to find the next thing, which is like cosine of b. But since you asked about it, Omar, right? So we have sine, cosine, and tangent, right? The other ones that we have, right, would be like cosecant, secant, and cotangent, right? Cosecant is 1 over sine. Secant is 1 over cosine. Cotangent is 1 over tan. That's all you need to remember, right? So if I ask you what is like cosecant of A, right? You would do 1 divided by whatever the answer for sine is. Keep, change, flip. It's just going to flip over and that's it. Right? Go ahead. Oh yeah, that joint is the bomb. Why? You need that for math 30. Yeah. Unfortunately, you're not gonna get to use it on this test, but like for math 30 though, you need that. Yeah. Yeah. That's that good stuff right there. I wasn't reading. Yeah, cosine of B. So what is cosine of B? Good, good. So what is it? 4 over? Perfect. Now, it's illegal for me to have radicals in my denominator, so I got to rationalize it, right? So I'm going to multiply this by square root 41 over square root 41. So my final answer is what? It's 4 square root 41 over 41. That's cosine of B. Right. And that's it. Questions on this, anybody? Well, this is the type of question you're going to get. You have to find the third side, and then you're going to have to answer something. Tan of something, cosine of something. Go ahead.
this is
Yeah. This particular question has 2 answers. All right. So does the next question, ironically. Well, let's take a look at that next question. This next question is my jam right here. Yeah. In this question, they don't give you a triangle. You got to figure it out yourself. All right. So there's a triangle ABC. It's a right triangle where angle C is 90 degrees. And in that triangle, tan of A is equals to 3 over 5. Right? So let's draw that out real quick. Let's draw that out. So here we go. I got a right triangle. Right? Oh, I'm sorry. Now I'm going to label this triangle, right? I like to call my top A and my bottom B, and then angle C is right there, right? Opposite angle A is leg A. Opposite angle B is leg B. And opposite angle C, right, is leg C. Right? So legs are lowercase letters, angles are capital letters, right? Going back to the question now. Tan of A is equal to 3 over 5. And we said tan was what over what again? right? Opposite over adjacent, right? So tell me what that's gonna mean in my triangle. Good, good. How do I find C? Very good. A squared plus B squared equals C squared. This is gonna be 5 squared plus 3 squared is equal to C squared. Right. Very good. Very good. C equals square root 34, right? Perfect. Go ahead. Mm-hmm. Oh, good question. Good question, right? So check this out. I have another similar triangle that looks exactly like this. It's labeled the same way, A, B, C, all of that, right? This is a right triangle. Opposite angle A is leg A, opposite angle B is leg B. Here goes C, da, 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 right? Same old thing, right? But this says that A is equal to 12, right? What I'm interested in knowing is what is C in this question? This is my answer that they're looking for in the whole question, right? How do I do this? Use proportions. That's the easiest way, all right? So for example, right? Let's say, let's just say hypothetically, 1 second, hold on. Sorry, that thing just popped down on me, all right? Let's just say hypothetically, right? That this was triangle 1 and this is triangle 2, right? So this is like A1, C1, right? So what would I do? C1 over A1 is equal to, let's call this C2 and A2. So C2 over A2. Just plug in the numbers. Nice and simple, right? So what's C? Square root 34, C1 over A1, which is what, 3, is equal to whatever C2 is over 12. All right? Exactly like this.
So,
All right?
right,
Mhm.
I'm just like, what?
Really? This is simple. Look, cross multiply. This is where you use cross multiplication, right? So this is going to be 12 times square root 34 is equal to 3 times a C. Put this together, this becomes what? 12 square root 34 is equal to 3C. Divide by 3 on both sides. 12 divided by 3 is what again? So 4 square root 34 is equal to C.
Oh.
Go ahead.
You said A squared plus B squared equals 2, right?
Yeah.
We know that B is 5 squared.
Mm-hmm.
So how's that A?
Oh, I switched them.
You switched it.
Whoops. Okay.
Okay.
To be honest with you, in life, all you need to remember is that C is the hypotenuse. As long as you don't screw up C, you'll always get the question right. But yeah, you're right. Right. You're gonna do two similar triangles, right? And then you use proportions to get the answer. Go ahead. Yeah. And then you just simplify it. You know, remember the general rules. You're not allowed to have radical denominator, that kind of stuff. Right? Sure. The question, so let me go up. Yeah. So you have to draw your own triangle in this question. Do not use the triangle above. I know on your test you're going to see a triangle that's already drawn above. Do not use that. This is a separate question altogether. All Right?
Like, oh, no,
Square root 34, a squared b squared equals c squared.
I know what I'm saying.
Oh, the 4 square root 34? Use the proportions, right? So I said C1 over A1 is equal to C2 over A2. I just plug them in.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what it is like, what's going on?
This 3 right here?
For Jason.
Oh yeah, because that's A1. A1 is this, right? And C1 is the hypotenuse of the original triangle. So yeah, yeah. So square root 34 over 3 is equal to C2, which is a similar triangle, over 12, and then just cross multiply. Yeah. Hi, how are you? Yeah. Yeah. I'm good. I got it here. Yeah. I'll type it in. Yeah. You want to take a picture or something?
No.
Okay.
Let's see. So make sure you read the time on the page and the course if it's different.
Yeah, sure. Oh, no, they're all old. They can be like 20 and 20.5. I got you. Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Whatever we get given, okay, we have to make it on whatever they ask us. We have to find either C, A, or D first. So once we find
Mhm.
A, B, or C, then we cross multiply, and then that will give us the next, our next answer, right?
Right. The main answer we're looking for is some answer in a similar triangle. Right? Mhm.
This is not good.
It's not clicking. It's all right. We can do more practice.
For myself. I'm gonna be learning.
Y'all learned a different method.
Yeah, and
Where-
I don't. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, different, this one is easier compared to how she showed us the class.
Yeah.
She used one triangle and just did a whole bunch of numbers around it. And then showed, like, she did like found the,
Mhm.
and then she did a whole different way where this one is very easy compared to like, she should have did two different triangles, because in one triangle, she got a whole bunch of
I
numbers.
know it's more complicated.
I'm sure, how you got square, four square root 34?
Cause he used the numbers from the other triangle.
Yeah.
He used the A, 1, 3 to calculate.
Let me do it like this.
Cause at first I didn't know we got the 3 from me, but he's basically, you're comparing two different triangles.
Yeah.
So,
Mhm. Yeah. And you got the same answer?
And I got it.
You got like a massive square root.
Yeah.
You got to break that down.
And I broke it down.
Yeah. That's the thing. When you do it the way that we learned it, you're gonna get something big.
Yeah.
But you have to break it down. Like the answer is this 4 square root 34.
I got the square root of, 144.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I broke that down. So, when I ended up breaking it down, I didn't know from the first one, so I ended up, I don't know if I messed up someone, but I got like, 10 square root of 5.
10 square root 5?
Yeah.
No way. 544? 544 is not divisible by 5. So what you do, right? Take the 544, cut it in half, right? So that's gonna be what? 250 plus 22. What is that? 272, something like that. Then cut that in half again, right? And then you should get something like this. Remember the tree thing that you saw me do? Do that with a tree.
Oh, this is like.
Yeah, this is the word problem. Yeah, yeah. All right, let me ask something. You in 28 or 20.5?
20.5.
Got you. My boss wants to. Jamie, are you in 28 or 28.5? Got you. Efren, what about you? 28? Got you. And Jasmine. All right.
See that, that's.
It's easy though, right?
Yeah.
That's currently. For a student that did your class, that didn't.
Yeah. Yeah. To me, this makes more sense.
So what we scanned,
Yeah,
is
that,
that like something like what's gonna be on the test?
yeah, that's these questions.
Yeah.
That I went over, right? Let me,
And around-
22. Yeah,
Yeah.
Nah.
This stuff is like,
they wildin'.
and then we also did like, tangent minus, like, yeah.
Well, yeah, you're gonna do that in math 30.
No, but we're
Really?
doing it now, so.
Yeah.
That's excellent. So like it's not gonna be on your exam, but that's cool to know. And it had all of that on it? This is the test. This is the test right here. What I would like you guys to do though is to like, let's see. Yeah, this is the final right here. Yeah, this is it. Yeah. This is not bad.
That's
But
the
what-
final.
Oh,
Because we did the
something
whole
like
thing.
that. Yeah, yeah,
The only thing I'm still having the problems with is just, this is what it is.
yeah.
This is what I'm having the problem with. Where we
So
have to
these,
subtract.
this word question thing here, this like 12 and 13, that's not on the test. This will be there. That's this question that we just did right now. But real quick, before you guys go, I want to show y'all something. So give me 1 second. I gotta stop sharing. Just bear with me 1 second, you guys. I want to show y'all something.
Yeah, that's what it was right here. That's what was tricking me as a number. I know it's in my babies. They in school, but
I got you. Let me just show you something real quick. Be like
Yeah,
2
no,
seconds.
But what was tricking me up also was completing the squares. I kept getting it wrong, even though I knew. that
Got you.
If he told us all the squares in class, she
Yeah.
just did the imaginary number two.
Mhm. I got you.
Like my teacher kept going over to the guy, and then we could email her. Did you have like the web thingy too, like your the web? She even with the email on this, she would email us right back with the answers. And then we all try to understand them. Cause like, I didn't know, like, if I would know this, I would have came, put her for tutoring for the triangle, because that's really what's tricky.
Yeah. All right, so let me show y'all something. So this is Microsoft Copilot. Everybody here has access to this through your email, all right? What I want y'all to do is I want y'all to take the problems you guys got today, type it in, all right? Like I'm gonna grab one right now. 1 second. I remember where I had it. Okay. I'm just gonna grab something simple real quick, just to show y'all. Thank you. So remember that we had a question that said we wanted to solve an equation by any method, right? So you could give it a prompt and say, give me a question like this. And then you could quote it, put in parentheses, whatever. I'm gonna quote it. And then boom, just click enter. So I said to give me a question that looks just like that, and it did. Right, so this question that you see right here, I copied straight off of the study guide. Right, for some reason, the PowerPoint is not allowing me to capture the words, and I wanted to just do this real quick because I know you guys got to go. But here's another question that's just like it, right? You can do it, right? And after you do it, what is the answer? Bam. Right?
Stop this.
All right. But wait, hold up, because I actually fell asleep while I was doing that, right? Show me step by step how to do this. Give it a minute, it's a little complex. All right, identify the coefficients, boom, or we use the quadratic formula. We didn't even do that in class, but y'all know how to do that, right? Negative b plus or minus square root b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a, plug it in, little math, pop, 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 right? And then boom, there goes your two answers, right? 2 1/3. All right. You can do that for every single question. I'm just grabbing something real simple and quick because I know time is against us. All right. And this is how you can study for your test. You know, just go through multiple questions just like that.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you all for coming. Appreciate y'all. Mhm. And please come back to see me in Math 30. All right. What you mean if? You definitely gonna have it. Yeah.